Mr. Luddington threatened my boyfriend, Michael, outside because I did not agree to the custody that he wanted, that he would put him in jail today.
Miss, I've had enough.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I've had enough, please. This is the defendant's motion regarding parenting time. And I believe, did we not adjourn this one because some party was going to get counsel?
Yes.
That is correct, Your Honor. Counsel was, the adjournment was sought the last hearing for, I believe, Plaintiff Deputy Counsel.
All right. Mrs. McIntosh, is your attorney here?
No, he could not make it today. So I'm not asking for another arraignment. We've discussed it. I've gone through the hearing with them. I am confident in what I'm going to do today.
Okay. All right, so we'll proceed. Off the record just a moment ago, Ms. McIntosh made a statement, and it was not, as I stated, not on the record, so I need to hear from Ms. McIntosh. Place on the record, well, let me place you both under oath first. Would you both please raise your right hands?
Are we going to
Accept, I accept, yes.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this case is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes. And I have witnesses outside, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your
Yes.
end. Okay. All right, go ahead, though. What do you want to tell the?
That Mr. Luddington threatened my boyfriend, Michael, outside because I did not agree to the custody that he wanted, that he would put him in jail today.
Who would put who in jail?
That Mr. Luddington would put Michael in jail today.
Okay. Did you report it to police?
It just happened today, Your Honor. I was waiting for my turn because I was taught you do not interrupt the court when they're in other court proceedings.
Oh, no, you can walk out of the courtroom and contact police at any time if you believe there's a violation of any criminal law. I didn't hear it, I didn't see it. I'm not here to question it, but if there is an issue relative to that, contact the authorities.
Okay.
Sure. Okay? So you may be seated. You're
Yes,
fine.
sir.
So we are proceeding.
And again, Your Honor, my witnesses are outside. Can I go get, not like outside, but just outside the courtroom? May I bring them in?
Well, wait, just a moment. Let's address the motion first.
Okay.
Let's address the motion first. We'll see how we proceed in that regard moving forward. Mr. Luddington, why are you requesting parenting time being changed?
Why am I? Because she has not a stable home. She bound in the last year, she's had over 4 different addresses on court records that I can show. She takes the children, allows them to be around people that are convicted of criminal sexual conduct, 4th degree, between which under the law, it's 13 to 15 years old, which she allows my daughter to be left in the care of this person, in which I have an
What's the
order.
person's name?
His name is Michael David Sims.
Is that the individual that's outside?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. Oh, my bad.
So, Mr. Sims, you heard the allegation here just a second ago. What's your position as to what happened?
I'm not Mr. Sims.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong file. Mr. Luddington. Mr. Luddington, give me your account of what you believe happened in the hallway.
In the hallway, I got the court order for a personal protection order, which I'm gonna file asking you to do. That's what he's gonna go to jail for if he violates, because I'm asking the court to instate it. Because he has no business to be around my 4-year-old. Being a criminal, sexual predator that coerced a 13-year-old and trying to have sexual. It's in the paperwork. It's on his MDOC. There's no denying. That's what I'm asking.
So
She won't protect my child.
threaten?
No, I didn't. I told her what I had a paperwork. I'm getting filled out. If he doesn't comply with it, he could go to jail. That's what would happen. He would go to jail.
If the court grants.
Yes, that's exactly, sir.
Okay, so you're alleging, and we'll get your response.
Mhm.
No stable home,
No,
according to you, 4 different addresses within a year. Takes the kids around sexual predators or offenders.
Yep.
Specifically, Mr. Sims, your daughter is being watched by Mr. Sims alone. That's your
Yep.
allegation. Anything else?
no, that'll be it.
And is it week to week?
It's supposed to be week on, week off.
How old is the child?
She'll be 4 the 11th.
Is the child in preschool or?
No, because she won't allow me to get her vaccinated because she won't give me a social security card or nothing, which I'm in the process of getting, so I can get her into school. Her other children are not in school either. I want my child to have an education, Your Honor, and it's becoming a battle, and I want to protect her, and I just don't, I'm asking the court, because this is not the first time I've had to come to the court to even get my child back on the week on, week off, when she would take off to wherever and not bring the child, tell me where the child was so I could come pick her up.
Now, if I recall correctly in your motion, you had stated, and tell me if I'm wrong,
Yes, sir.
that you went to the home where you believe the Ms. McIntosh wanted
Yep.
to pick up the child, but then you found out that a week prior they had moved.
No, I didn't find out till that night they moved.
Right.
Yes.
You
With
found out
Sergeant
that
Woodruff.
you
Yes,
found out that they moved out a week prior. Now,
Yes.
you didn't find out a week prior.
Yeah.
You found out that day that.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And where was that home originally?
665, I believe it is.
Here in
Van
Huron.
Dyke right here. And
FedEx.
FedEx, yes.
Okay. And tell me about this vaccination issue.
I'm trying to, she, for some reason, will not vaccinate none of her children. I want mine vaccinated, like I got a 15-month-old in the house too, daughter, and she is vaccinated with everything that's going on with the measles and everything. Your child, and we can't even get them into, you can't even put your child on online K-12 without vaccinations. And she just fighting me every step of the way, won't give me so she gets WIC for the child and still will not have the child vaccinated.
And both parties, you both have joint legal custody.
Yes,
equal
Your Honor.
decision-making power. Okay. Are you exercising the week on, week off currently?
No, I've had her for the last
Okay.
6 weeks, I
What I
believe.
thought. I just want to make sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else you want the court to consider before I go to Ms. McIntosh?
No, sir.
Okay, Ms. McIntosh, go ahead.
Okay, so the issue with Michael, Earl has known Michael is a sex offender from the day that me and Michael decided to get together. Me and Michael are not just boyfriend and girlfriend. I have 3 other children by Michael that are Rebecca's siblings. He has never been left alone with Rebecca because we live with other people. And I ask Emma or Jason to keep an eye on Rebecca. So I don't understand. And my other father of my children don't have an issue with Michael being a sex offender either. And now all of a sudden Earl wants to bring it up to the court's attention because I'm not giving him what he wants. And for
What do you
the,
believe you want?
he wants full legal custody of my daughter and he's not getting it. And for the immunizations, Your Honor, I have 2 copies, 1 copy for you, 1 copy for me of my daughter Rebecca for her to go to school. And then I've already talked to the school. I can get her enrolled today as soon as I get custody back of her. So Earl can have her every weekend from Friday to Sunday. They said that I can enroll her as long as I have the immunization waiver. Earl is not even on her birth certificate. So I don't understand why he's trying to enroll her into school. And I've already, and I have,
He has joint legal custody,
yes, Your Honor.
so he has the authority.
But I have shot waivers for every one of my children and all of my children are in school besides Rebecca and Samus because Samus is 6 months old.
Public school?
Yes, Roy is in the ISD school. Phoenix is in the early on. Monica and Joshua are in Cleveland Elementary School.
You said the ISD, you pointed over here.
Yep, Roy's here with his dad in the ISD here in Bad Axe with Phoenix. Phoenix is with her dad, Michael. They go here in Bad Axe. Samus will be going as soon as she hits 1.
Okay, I got it. I think I understand.
So, and I don't understand why he has to fight me. When I tell him no vaccinations, that means no vaccinations. None of my children have vaccinations. And I have the waivers to prove that she can be into school without it.
All right.
And Your Honor, he also stated that I do not have a vehicle. And I have my application for my Tahoe that I had previous, and then I have a Durango right now in my name. So I do have a vehicle. And the registered sex offender that he complained about in the 2 registered sex offenders in the trailer park where I live with my daughter Rebecca, I have the application for the trailer park. It asks you if you are a sex offender. I did not know there were sex offenders that were in the park when me and my child moved in because I was asked if we had any felonies, sex offenders, or any traffic violations, because this is federal housing. So I don't understand how those sex offenders got in there, but I have contacted the management and I have requested the removal of those sex offenders in the trailer park.
Removing the individuals from the.
Yes, because it is a federal housing. They're not supposed to be there. So that's what, and so I have contacted the management and requested for them to be removed out of the trailer park. And Michael is not living in the trailer park with me and Rebecca. He lives here in Bad Axe with Roy, Phoenix, and Samus, his children. But I have sole legal custody of all of my children but Rebecca. Sole legal and sole physical custody.
And that could explain the difference why the other children can be around a sex offender when you have joint legal custody and father's saying he doesn't want that.
Right.
You may be seeing.
Yes, sir.
This is what the court is going to do. This is a motion regarding parenting time. What I'm hearing, and I acknowledge, the court acknowledges here that this is really more than parenting time. This is custody. Not only physical custody, but legal custody. The parties currently have joint legal custody. I believe mother would have physical. No, I'm sorry, joint physical. They go week on week off, we're supposed to.
He has physical because when we started this, Your Honor, I had a medical condition when I was pregnant with Samus. I had a cyst and it was growing and I did not.
I get it. I don't want to hear from the president.
There was a judgment and order affiliation and support that entered on March 7th, 2024. That order was stipulated to grant both joint legal and joint physical custody. Real time on a weekly basis.
Okay. I failed to ask this, Ms. McIntosh, but you were living in the Bad Axe area
Yes, Your Honor.
and you moved to Port Huron area.
Yes, Your Honor. And he knew I've been looking for a place to live.
I just asked the question.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just answering my question. And you understand that if you have joint legal and joint physical custody and you're living in Port Huron and father's living in Huron County,
Father's living in Tuscola.
well, Tuscola, Huron doesn't make a difference,
Sorry, Your Honor.
but what it comes down to is when the child starts school, the child can't go to Port Huron schools on week 1 and then to a Tuscola County school on week 2.
Yes, Your Honor. That's why I want my physical custody and he can have her every weekend. Like every weekend. I will even do all the transportation and drop her off and pick her up. He can have her every weekend.
All right, well, this is originally a motion for parenting time. The court finds that this is really a motion for custody. Court finds that there is a change in circumstance that would warrant the court to review review the custody factors, in this case, the best interest factors. The change in circumstance is the moving of Ms. McIntosh to Port Huron, the acknowledgement of Mr. Sims being involved, having a relationship with the plaintiff. Mr. Sims, according to both parties, is on the sex offender registry, which is a concern of the court. And as a result, I find a change in circumstance which would warrant a review of both physical and legal custody. The court is address the physical custody because also we have the issue of where the child will be going to school in the fall. Number 2, regarding legal custody, there's an issue between the parents relative to vaccinations. And the court's position and the law is relative to disputes regarding legal custody is that if the parties disagree on significant or very important issues pertaining to the child, whether it be education, even religion, and medical issues, this being a medical issue regarding vaccination, that there is certainly that factor that needs to be considered by the court. And when those situations arise and the parties cannot agree, there is a very good possibility that only one parent will get legal custody. So the idea here is for the parties to attempt to agree to the best extent they can in the best interest of the child how to move forward. If the parties cannot agree, then a legal custody motion, which the court now finds in this matter, will be addressed. And with the front of the court investigation, they will make the recommendation to the court and to the parties as to what they believe is in the best interest of the minor child. When that report is prepared, either party can agree with it. If they disagree with it, to file the proper paperwork to say they disagree and why they disagree. And then we have a hearing to address custody, parenting time, as well as physical and legal custody, and also support. Because if the custody order is modified and one party has more time over the other, then the support issue needs to be reevaluated as well. So that's what I'm going to order. In the meantime, at this point, I'm going to continue prior orders regarding the parenting time. Actually, Dad, what's your position on that? Do you wish to?
I want to keep her till the next court date until.
Well, that's going to take some time. And
I
I don't
mean,
want to.
I'll let her come visit, whatever, but I'm not letting her go. I shouldn't have to allow her to take her and not bring her back. I mean, I got her in my custody. Why should I have to let her go
So
and
why
not
should
get
I
her
miss
back?
my custody, miss my time?
That's what I'm asking the court, because this happened before.
I
when
have
she
missed
took
my
her and
time
then
with my
wouldn't bring her
daughter
back.
already. I would like it to go back to the way it was, week on, week
No.
off.
Court's not going to do that because
Thank you.
issue regarding Mr. Sims.
Thank you.
He's not living with us, so I'm living in Port Huron. So I don't understand why Mr. Sims is the issue. He stays here in Bad Axe with his 3 children, and me and Rebecca, Joshua and Monica are in Port Huron.
I will allow on an interim basis parenting time, 8 hours every other weekend. Mr. Sims is off limits. Completely off limits. Anyone on the sex registry is off limits. The 8 hours can either be Saturday or Sunday.
So does that mean his best friend can't be around her either because he's a registered sex
I don't
offender?
have nobody around her, Mom.
Brian is a registered.
Hold
sex
on,
offender.
Miss, I've had enough.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I've had enough, please. There's
I'm just
proper,
trying to understand my position here. So.
well, let me
Michael's not-
finish. Let me
Okay.
finish. And then if you have a question, because if you've noticed, in previous hearings, I've asked, do you have any questions? That's the proper way of doing it. Interrupting the court is not the way to do it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. 8 hours, Saturday or Sunday. And both parties have transportation. Dad, is it easier for you every other Saturday or Sunday for 8 hours to bring the child over or to pick up the child?
I can do either. Don't, I have.
Either? Okay, how about you, miss?
Either, doesn't matter. Your-
Okay.
I
Well,
mean,
court will follow its policy that when you want the child, you pick up the child. And when you return the child, the party that is to receive the child picks up the child. So Ms. Mcintosh, you will go to Mr. Luddington's or a mutually agreed location to pick the child up, either Saturday or Sunday. We need to figure out which day and what the hours will be. And then at the conclusion of that day, Mr. Luddington, you will receive the child and take the child back to your residence. That'll be every other Saturday. Can we begin it this Saturday? Both parties are nodding. What time on either Saturday or Sunday? Which day is better for you, miss? Saturday or Sunday?
Whenever day I can pick my
I have
daughter.
a question. We do it Sunday? Because I have a birthday party while she does for her
either
9-year-old
day.
friend Saturday.
She said either day.
So if we can do
we'll
Sunday, great. She
What-
got a birthday party Saturday, but hey, if she, it is what it is.
What times do you prefer for the 8 hours?
You mean from noon to 8?
Want noon to 8?
Yep.
Sir?
That's fine.
Noon to 8. This Sunday, noon to 8. What will happen is Ms. Mcintosh will pick up the child at noon. Mr. Luddington will pick up the child back. Well, hold on here. It's only 8 hours.
Your Honor, if I.
I'm assuming you'd be staying in the Port Huron area the 8 hours? Or would you head back?
Well, I got somewhere in Yale, around there, K-Pac area. I can,
So you
I'll
can
make
do
it
the
work.
transportation.
yeah, I'll make it work.
Okay. So he'll do the transportation then. The court changed its ruling then.
What address do I take her to?
Address, please.
4125,
The Dove Road?
yep,
Okay. And then I pick her, oh,
lot 37, Your Honor.
37.
and then I pick her back up at 8 o'clock on Sunday night.
And that will continue as an interim order until we have the custody, parenting time, legal physical support report or recommendation. This Sunday.
Mr. Luddington doing all transportation or only transportation for this weekend?
Let's switch it up. I mean, she wants to do it. She can come pick her up and
So
I'll,
we'll alternate the transportation.
yeah,
You okay with that? So this Sunday,
I do it all.
you do the transportation all. Next week, or the 2 weeks after that, you do the transportation all.
Yep.
That's how we'll do it.
Yep.
If, I know the parties had agreed for parenting time this coming Sunday, if they can't agree, is the default period Sunday from noon to 8?
Yes. Yes. So if you agree on another time, mutually agree, that's fine. Court has no problem with that. But if you don't agree, it's noon to 8 every other Sunday, beginning with this Sunday. Questions? Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. So now that it's stipulated that Michael's not supposed to be around her, but his best friend Brian is also a sex offender, is he not supposed to be around her either?
You have to file a motion for that.
Okay, and then
File a
another,
motion.
one more question, Your Honor.
Go
Can we
ahead.
can we transfer this to St. Clair County, because that's where I live?
You have to, well, you've lived there how long now?
Since January.
All right, file a motion. You have to file a motion for that as well.
I have to file for motion that for as well.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Any other questions?
No, Your Honor, I'm so sorry for interrupting.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Nope.
Let's see how this goes. Good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Off the record. Oh, yes, both parties, would you stop by the front of the court's office to pick up your packets? These are packets that you need to prepare for the front of the court to do their investigation.